appreciate you watching, clicking on this video. Please like, subscribe. A lot of good archery, hunting, deer hunting content, especially from now until the end of the year. We're just getting started. Deer season's kind of slowly starting to come back into people's minds, scouting, hanging some cameras. Turkey season kind of gets everybody fired up. Please like, subscribe, stick around. I appreciate you watching. Today we're going to fix a problem on my PSE and might be on other bows as well. All right, so here's my problem on this PSE Carbon 33, Mach 33. This bottom stabilizer mount, real wobbly. I went to TAC and I thought, well, the Hoyt guys, it's got to be something in this. They'll know how to fix this thing. And they were quick to point out that it's not the mount, but it's the little bushing in here. So talk to the PSE guys. I think we got a fix. So let's get to it. All right, so the first thing I got to do is get the old one out. That's probably too big, yep. So we've got to get this out, this Hoyt. There we are, I think. Hoyt Go Sticks, get that loose. I don't know that this is a issue with the Hoyt Go Sticks or an issue with PSE. I could have over tightened it. Don't know, could be me, but I think we've got a solution. So you can look at that. Just a little bit of wobble on that maybe. Doesn't really seem that bad. All right, so what we're gonna do, we'll leave that, and we might put that up. We gotta take these two side bolts out. There's one on this side and one on this side. They hold that little bushing thing in, and then we should be able to pop that right out. At least I was told. We'll find out here in just a minute. So it does move the one on the back side. All right, so this one just comes out, and then this one appears to like have the insert in it or something. It's kind of like a top hat system on a Matthews. Yeah, it just pushes out. So it's basically like a top hat system on a Matthews. They both screw in, unscrew one, and then the other one will just push out. So we have that there. Let's see if we can get this out without screwing up any threads. So I'm gonna be very careful on this just because I don't want to scuff my paint up any. There's a little bit of a gap there. So if you'll push a little bit up in here with the wrench, we're getting somewhere. And then just use this flat head to just slowly pull this out. Really trying hard not to scuff the paint up any. Okay. There you have it. That little booger right there has gotten a little loose. I mean, you can kind of see like that bushing was probably supposed to be super tight, and you can see there's a lot of wiggle and wobble in it, and that's about the wobble I was getting. Just a little bit. That bushing's just not exactly the exact size. You can see how it wobbles around in there. So we are going to load it up with some epoxy. We're going to load it up with some Gorilla Glue epoxy. Just coat that sucker in there, fill that hole up with it, and then we are going to jam it back in there, hopefully. I'm a little worried about how to get that back in there and it not be, like, it's pretty tight. Goes in actually a lot easier. There's a little bit of glue in the back that might have been holding it on, but we're fixing to cram it in there. We'll put it just in this pan here. Okay, pull some back, cap it off. And I'm just using a little piece of carbon I had laying around here to mix this up good. Not really sure how much I should be putting on this, but should be an improvement either way. gonna try not to put it in the little hole where the bushing goes. I don't really want that like forever glued in with the bushing, but I do want the rest of it glued in. I'm kind of just putting this everywhere except for where I need to slide that little set screw in. All right, so I've got that pretty well gobbed up. Now I'm gonna try to get it in here without making a huge mess. Maybe spin it a little bit as it goes in. Okay. Have some paper towels or a shirt or something here to dry it up. All right, so that's trash. We're going to push this back through. We'll see if this will pull it on through. Okay, so we've got a bunch of epoxy. We've got this set screw back on. I'll get a Q-tip, clean up just a little more around the edges of that. I run the stand on it, so it's not going to really be seen much, but I do want it to look good for maybe its future owners. But we're going to let it set for a day or so, and then we're going to shoot it and see if we've taken that little wobble out of there. All right, so it's been a couple days. We've let this cure. Now we're going to go ahead and mount this Hoyt stand back on the bow. Hopefully everything's nice and cured. Doesn't look bad. I was a little worried about it like kind of smearing around on everything. It doesn't appear to have done that, so that's good. The area around here, just a little bit of a shine around this kind of where some of that epoxy might have got on there, but it feels snug, very, very snug. The problem I think we'll run into is when we start cranking down on this stuff is, does anything move then? That might be our one problem. Where that wrench is going. So I'm going to put this on, but I'm going to try not to just go crazy wrenching it on there, because I think that's probably what happened to it last time. When I first put it on, it was actually pretty snug, and then I think when I put strings on, or the limb stations or something, I had to loosen the bolts, and when I put it back on, I think I must have done something, snugged it up a little too much or something. So I'm just going to give her a little crank, but I'm going to kind of hold the Hoyt limb legs when I do it. Man, that's perfect again. Nice, snug. I think that epoxy was the right move. You can't even tell that I did anything. Once those are mounted on there, you especially can't. Let's go shoot some. I'm going to play with some settings. I'm going to play with let off and stuff like that, kind of in this time between Shot 3Ds and Total Archery Challenges and stuff. It's a good time to tinker a little bit. So let's go do that. So I've probably put, I don't know, 30 shots through this thing. The Hoyt limb legs and my epoxy fix seem to be holding great, no problems at all. Hopefully that's the last time I ever got to deal with it and worry about it and do all that. So I think it's fixed, but if you're having issues with those threaded stabilizers getting loose on you, that seems to be the fix. So definitely check that out. You know, maybe that'll help you in the long run. Appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, stick around.